Have you ever sat down with a huge to-do list, feeling like today would be the day you'd finally get it all done, only to end up at the end of the day wondering where all your time went? Or maybe you've tried time blocking and felt restricted, like there's never enough time for everything. If either of these sounds familiar, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving deep into two of the most popular productivity methods, and to help you understand exactly what each method offers, where they fall short, and most importantly, how to make the most of each approach. This video isn't just about tips, it's about transforming the way you approach your day. So stick around, because we're about to give you the tools to take your productivity to a whole new level. In a world where time is one of our most valuable assets, finding ways to manage it effectively has become almost a necessity. Whether it's for work, personal projects, or just balancing everyday tasks, knowing how to organize and prioritize can make all the difference. To-do lists and time blocking are two tried and true productivity methods, but they approach time management from very different angles. We're going to unpack the benefits of each, discuss how to decide which one fits best with your personal style, and show you how you can even combine them for maximum impact. Let's jump in! Let's start with to-do lists. They're straightforward, they're accessible, and almost everyone uses them in some form or another. Whether it's a quick list on your phone, a checklist on your computer, or even a sticky note on your desk, to-do lists make it easy to capture tasks as they come up. One of the biggest reasons to-do lists work so well is because they give you an overview of everything that needs to get done. It's as simple as listing out tasks and then checking them off one by one, and that act of checking off tasks, it's actually backed by science. When you mark a task as complete, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and satisfaction. It's like a mini celebration, and that can keep you motivated. But here's the catch: the simplicity of a to-do list can also be its biggest weakness. When the list gets too long, it becomes overwhelming, and it's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on small, easy tasks just to keep crossing things off, rather than tackling the more important ones. If you've ever ended the day with your biggest tasks still unchecked, you know what I'm talking about. This is where time blocking shines. Time blocking is a method that takes your to-do list and organizes it within a time framework. Instead of just listing out tasks, you're actually assigning specific times to work on each task, which forces you to be realistic about what you can accomplish in a given period. Think of time blocking as building a schedule for your productivity. For example, you might block 9 to 10 a.m. for responding to emails, 10 to 12 p.m. for project work, and 1 to 2 p.m. for meetings. By setting aside these blocks, you're training your brain to focus on one type of work at a time, which can boost concentration and minimize the temptation to multitask. Studies have shown that our brains are more efficient when we focus on one task at a time rather than jumping between different ones. Time blocking builds on this principle by creating mental boundaries around tasks. And here's a great added benefit: time blocking also reduces decision fatigue. Instead of constantly deciding what to do next, your schedule is already laid out for you. This is particularly helpful for tasks that require deep focus, like writing, problem solving, or any creative work. Both to-do lists and time blocking have their downsides, and understanding these will help you avoid some of the most common productivity traps. With to-do lists, a common mistake is not prioritizing. When you have a list with 10 or 20 items, it's easy to tackle the quickest or easiest tasks just to feel like you're making progress. But without clear priorities, the most important tasks might get left until the last minute or missed altogether. Time blocking also has its challenges. For one, it can feel restrictive, especially if you're someone who values flexibility or tends to have unpredictable days. A rigid, time-blocking schedule can lead to frustration when tasks take longer than expected or if something urgent comes up. Quick question for you. Do you consider yourself more of a to-do list person, or are you all about time blocking? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know which approach you gravitate towards and why. And hey, maybe you'll get some inspiration from others' responses too. So what if you didn't have to choose? Many productivity experts suggest using both to-do lists and time blocking together, and here's why. To-do lists are great for brainstorming and capturing everything that needs to be done, while time blocking is excellent for structuring your day and ensuring you stay on track. Here's how you can put this into practice. Start each day by listing out all the tasks you need to accomplish. Once you have your list, review it and mark the top 3 to 5 most important tasks. Then go a step further and assign time blocks to these key tasks. For example, if Write Report is on your list and you know it'll take about 2 hours, block out 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to work on it. Combining these methods can be especially helpful if you struggle with procrastination. Time blocking creates a sense of urgency, while the to-do list helps you keep an eye on everything else you need to accomplish. Let's talk about why these approaches work so well and why they sometimes don't. Understanding the psychology behind productivity can help you tailor these methods to your strengths and weaknesses. For instance, if you're the type who gets overwhelmed easily, time blocking might feel too restrictive. In this case, consider creating a hybrid approach. Use time blocking for your most important tasks and leave a bit of open, unstructured time for more spontaneous work. This balance can give you the structure you need without feeling boxed in. On the other hand, if you find that you often forget about certain tasks or tend to lose focus, keeping a visual to-do list somewhere you can see it, like on your desk or phone, can serve as a constant reminder. Research shows that we're more likely to complete tasks when they're in our line of sight. So, putting your to-do list where you'll see it often is like giving yourself little nudges throughout the day. Let's make this real with a couple of examples. Imagine you're preparing for a big presentation. With a to-do list, you might jot down items like research, design slides, and practice presentation. But with time blocking, you're creating dedicated blocks for each step. For instance, you could reserve Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. for research, Tuesday from 10 to 12 p.m. for slide design, and Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. for practice. On the flip side, let's say you're managing several smaller tasks like responding to emails, organizing files, and scheduling meetings. A to-do list works well here as it allows you to quickly check off these simpler tasks, but adding time blocks can keep you from spending too much time on any one thing. So, you could block 9 to 10 a.m. just for emails, giving you a hard stop and helping you move on efficiently. So how do you decide which method is best for you? Start by looking at your natural tendencies. If you're someone who prefers flexibility, or if your day-to-day schedule is unpredictable, start with a to-do list and experiment by adding time blocks for your most important tasks. However, if you thrive on structure and tend to get sidetracked easily, time blocking might be your new best friend. Another option, test each approach for a week. Dedicate 1 week to using a detailed to-do list, and the following week, commit to time blocking. Pay attention to your productivity, your stress levels, and how motivated you feel at the end of each day. By the end of your experiment, you'll have a much clearer sense of what truly works for you. If this video gave you some clarity and helpful tips, go ahead and hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're ready to level up your productivity and make the most out of every day. Remember, productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing. So, whether you choose to-do lists, time blocking, or a combination of both, find what works best for you and make each day count.